Hello, all. I'm Jackie Grenay, CEO of SevenStar HR. Today, we're going to discuss the importance of HR metrics for business owners. HR metrics in general are crucial as they provide valuable data and insights that help in making informed decisions, driving organizational success, and ensuring the workforce is aligned with business objectives. HR metrics plays a crucial role in business strategy by providing data-driven insights that inform and support strategic decision-making. Here's how the HR metrics contribute to business strategy. Alignment with organizational goals helps ensure the workforce is aligned with broader company goals and objectives. Metrics allow organizations to identify critical areas requiring attention, prompting the development of strategies to address these challenges. HR metrics help in optimizing resource allocation so organizations can allocate their time, budget, and efforts more effectively to support strategic priorities. Metrics can help organizations manage risks effectively. They provide insights into areas where legal compliance might be at risk. Metrics in recruitment and talent development help organizations attract, hire, and develop the right talent. HR metrics facilitate a culture of continuous improvement. Comparing HR metrics to industry benchmarks and competitors' metrics provides valuable insights as to where the organization stands relative to its peers. Metrics relating to HR costs enable organizations to manage HR expenses efficiently. Those related to employee engagement, satisfaction, and turnover directly impact an organization's ability to execute its strategy. HR metrics provide objective data that can guide strategic decisions, reducing the reliance on intuition or anecdotal evidence. This data-driven approach enhances the quality of strategic planning and execution. So let's talk about the benefits of tracking HR metrics. I've given you kind of the overview. They're crucial as they provide valuable data and insights. And many times, companies do not track HR metrics. They track a whole lot of other metrics, financial, et cetera. But ensuring the workforce is aligned with business objectives is extremely important. So here are some of the benefits, a brief overview of them. They offer a quantifiable information about various aspects of the workforce, allowing business owners to base their decisions on concrete data rather than gut feelings or assumptions, helping improve decision-making. Metrics like employee productivity, turnover rate, and absenteeism rates can help business owners identify areas where improvements are needed. High turnover can be costly and disruptive, affecting productivity, morale, and the organization's ability to achieve its goals. HR metrics such as cost per hire, training expenses, and compensation ratios help in managing HR-related costs efficiently. Business owners can identify areas where cost savings can be achieved without compromising the quality of their workforce. Tracking metrics related to recruitment and retention can help business owners ensure they are attracting and retaining top talent. It also will help understand whether you are putting your job ads out on the right job boards, and whether you are creating job ads that are marketing pieces that are going to attract talent to apply. Metrics like employee satisfaction and engagement scores provide insights into the overall well-being of the workforce. Remember that engagement is one of the key things that ensures that engaged and satisfied employees are more productive and loyal. Again, staying longer and reducing the cost of hiring. HR metrics can help align the workforce with the organization's strategic goals. Business owners can measure progress toward objectives and make necessary adjustments to ensure everyone is working toward the same targets. Comparing metrics with industry benchmarks is really a good thing in HR. It's often done, again, in the financial area, but not necessarily done in HR. It can reveal areas where the business is excelling or falling behind relative to employees. And this can help guide efforts to improve HR practices and performance. Tracking HR metrics allows owners to identify trends and patterns over time, and they can use this information to implement continuous improvement initiatives, making the organization more competitive and efficient. So we've talked in generalities about key metrics and the benefits of them, but I want to define each of them for you, which I think might be helpful. Employee turnover rate, also known as attrition, measures the percentage of employees who leave an organization over a specific period, typically a year. To calculate this turnover rate, you need to take the number of employees who left during the period and divide it by the average number of employees during that same time period, and then multiply it times 100. A high turnover rate may indicate issues with employee satisfaction, leadership, or work culture. It's essential to analyze the reasons behind turnover to address the underlying problem, or you will continue to spend huge amounts of money hiring and have that turnover continue. I talked to someone yesterday about the fact that in her organization, they have what she calls terrorists, high producing, low culture terrorists. Those are not going to help you keep people. They're going to drive them out. Employee productivity measures the efficiency and output of an individual employee or team within a given time frame. And higher productivity can lead to increased profitability and competitiveness. Time to fill measures the average time it takes to fill a job vacancy from the moment it's posted to when the candidate accepts the offer. Cost per hire measures the total cost associated with the recruitment process for a specific position. Efficient recruitment processes reduce downtime and big hiring expenses. Time to fill is easily calculated by taking the date the position was filled and subtracting the date the job was posted. It's that easy. Cost per hire, total cost per hire then would be the total cost of recruitment divided by the number of hires. Tracking these metrics helps organizations assess their efficiency in their recruiting strategies and make improvements to reduce time and cost. Employee satisfaction measures how content employees are with their jobs, while engagement measures their emotional commitment and motivation to the job and to the goals of the job. High satisfaction and engagement lead to increased productivity and retention and overall well-being. Engagement is usually measured through surveys or feedback mechanisms using a scale of 1 to 5. How likely are you to do whatever it is that you want to measure on a scale of 1 to 5? Identifying areas of dissatisfaction allows organizations to implement strategies to improve the workplace environment and retain top talent. Diversity metrics track the representation of different demographic groups within the workplace, while inclusion metrics assess the inclusivity of the workplace culture. Diversity and inclusion are linked to innovation, employee satisfaction, and organizational success. We're seeing more and more employees want to work in a diverse organization. Metrics for this may include gender diversity, ethnic diversity, inclusion survey scores, and representation in leadership roles. Monitoring diversity and inclusion metrics helps organizations evaluate progress toward increasing a diverse and inclusive work environment and identify areas for improvement. Absenteeism measures the rate at which employees are absent from work, while punctuality measures employees' timeliness in reporting to work. High absenteeism and punctuality issues can impact productivity and disrupt workflow. Absenteeism rate is calculated as the total days of employee absence divided by the total possible work days. Identifying patterns of absenteeism and punctuality issues allows organizations to address underlying causes and implement policies or incentives to improve attendance. Training and development metrics assess the effectiveness of employee training programs and the development of skills and competencies. Effective training and development programs lead to a more skilled and adaptable workforce. Remember, skills are changing rapidly. Look at how quickly the need for understanding AI came into being. Metrics may include training completion rates, skill acquisition assessments, post-training performance improvements, and ROI, or return on investment, for training initiatives. These metrics help ensure that training efforts align with business objectives and result in tangible benefits. Compensation and benefits metrics assess the cost and effectiveness of the organization's compensation packages and employee benefits. Competitive compensation and benefits packages are essential for attracting and retaining top talent. Metrics may include total compensation costs per employee, benefits utilization rates, and employee satisfaction with compensation and benefits done by surveys. These metrics help organizations evaluate the competitiveness of their compensation and benefits offerings and make adjustments to attract and retain the right talent. Monitoring and analyzing these metrics, HR metrics, provide valuable insights into the workforce's performance, well-being, and alignment with organizational goals, enabling businesses to make data-driven decisions and strategic improvements. Employee productivity measures the efficiency and output of individual employees or team within a given time frame. Higher productivity can lead to increased competition, competitiveness, and profitability, as I said. I've listed several metrics used in different industries. Most are self-explanatory. There are a couple you might not be aware of. Balanced scorecards include multiple performance indicators for positions such as financial, customer, internal process, and learning and growth perspectives. KPIs, or key performance indicators, I define are on the way to goals. For example, a salesperson might be have the number of proposals they sent out or the number of cold calls they made. And a bookkeeper's might be the accounts receivable dollars over 30 days. Employee turnover rate implementing HR metrics tracking involves careful planning, defining objectives, selecting appropriate metrics, gathering data, analyzing results, and taking actionable steps based on the insights given. Here are the steps you might take to implement metrics effectively. First, define clear objectives. By determining the specific goals you might want to achieve through HR metrics tracking, objectives could include improving employee engagement or making the culture better within the organization, reducing turnover, enhancing productivity, or ensuring diversity and inclusion. Next, identify relevant metrics that align with your objectives. For example, if your goal is to improve employee engagement, metrics like engagement survey, turnover rates, and training participation can be relevant. Ensure that the selected metrics align with the overall strategic objectives of the organization. The metrics you track should contribute to the achievement of broader business goals. Determine how data for selected metrics will be collected. This might involve using HR software, surveys, feedback mechanisms, or a combination of these methods. Establish a consistent and reliable data collection process. Choose appropriate HR software or tools that can automate data collection and provide real-time insights. Implement these tools and ensure your team is trained to use them effectively. Standardize definition for metrics to ensure consistency across the organization. Clear definitions prevent confusion and facilitate accurate data collection and analysis. Establish baseline metrics to measure the current state of the selected indicators. This provides a reference point for future comparisons and helps assess the effectiveness of implemented strategies. Next, analyze the collected data to identify trends, patterns, and areas that require attention. Use data visualization tools to present the information in an understandable format. Interpret the results within the context of your organizational objectives. Identify correlations between the different metrics and understand the implications for your HR strategies. Next, use the insights gained to implement actionable changes. Assessing things and collecting data is totally worthless if you don't implement actionable changes. These could involve adjusting HR policies, introducing training programs, enhancing employee benefits, or addressing specific issues identified through the metrics. Continuously monitor the tracked metrics to assess the impact of implemented changes. Regular monitoring ensures that the organization stays on course towards achieving its objectives. Communicate the findings and insights to relevant stakeholders within the organization. Transparency in sharing metrics fosters a data-driven culture and encourages accountability. Regularly review the effectiveness of your HR metrics tracking process. Be prepared to adjust your metrics and data collection methods based on changing organizational goals and evolving industry standards. These should not be static. Encourage a culture of continuous improvement. Use the insight gained from HR metrics to drive ongoing organizational changes, refine strategies, and enhance HR practices in alignment with organizational objectives. Remember that HR metrics tracking is not a one-time process, but an ongoing cycle of measurement, analysis, action, and improvement. By following these steps, you and your organization can establish a robust HR metrics tracking system that contributes significantly to the achievement of business objectives and the overall success of the organization. So I wanted to discuss applying these and some examples of doing that with small businesses and how they have benefited from doing this. So let's start with a small retail store with a staff of 15 employees who was experiencing high turnover rates among its sales associates. The owner was concerned about the impact on customer service and profitability. The business began tracking turnover rates and conducting exit interviews to understand the reason for employee departures. They also implemented employee satisfaction surveys. The outcome was, by analyzing the data, the store identified issues with scheduling, lack of training, and dissatisfaction with compensation. They made adjustments to improve scheduling, implemented a training program, and adjusted the compensation package. Over time, turnover rates decreased and customer satisfaction increased. A family-owned restaurant faced challenges with employee absenteeism, leading to understaffing during busy shifts and customer complaints because they didn't get the service they needed. The restaurant started to track absenteeism rates and implemented a system for employees to request time off and report absences. They also introduced incentives for punctuality. Seems you shouldn't have to pay people to be here on time, but sometimes you need to. With a better understanding of absenteeism patterns, the restaurant was able to schedule shifts more effectively. The introduction of incentives encouraged employees to arrive on time, and sometimes this could be just a game, reducing the impact of understaffing on customer service and improving overall efficiency. A small tech startup with a diverse team wanted to ensure that they were fostering an inclusive and equitable workplace, but lacked the data to measure progress. The startup began collecting diversity and inclusion metrics, including data on gender, ethnicity, and employee feedback on inclusion. They implemented a mentorship to support diversity efforts. By tracking diversity metrics and surveying employees on inclusion, the startup identified areas where they needed to improve. They were able to make adjustments to their recruitment packages, practices, and workplace culture to become more inclusive, resulting in a more diverse and engaged team. Lastly, a small manufacturing company was experienced productivity issues and high scrap rates on the production line. The company started tracking employee productivity metrics, including units produced per hour and quality control data. They also provide an additional training to employees. With data on productivity and quality, the company identified specific areas where employees needed additional training. By addressing these gaps in skills and knowledge, they were able to improve both productivity and product quality, resulting in cost savings and increased customer satisfaction. These examples illustrate how it isn't just big business that should be using HR metrics, but how small business can benefit from them by identifying specific challenges, collecting relevant data, and implementing targeted solutions to improve various aspects of their HR and operational practices. Regardless of the business size, data-driven insights can lead to more informed decisions and positive outcomes. So, Kim, are there any questions in the chat? Or if you have a question, please put it in the chat. And Kim, will you also put in the chat the link to our next webinar entitled Leveraging AI and Technology in HR? Any questions, Kim? So there's a statement from a gentleman. Let me read it. Hi, Jackie. Something I try to do with all my departments is to establish weekly metrics. I want department leaders. I want department leaders to have transparent and frequently reviewed metrics of success, a win of the week mentally. Of the list of metrics you've listed, do you see any ability to support this approach? I think absolutely. You want to make sure that you're not, especially depending on the size of your company, that you're not spending all of your time reviewing metrics. But if you meet with your staff and ask them, what's your win for the week? I think that's a really good thing to do. And if you want the meeting to go quickly, have everybody stand up while they're doing this. And then it will go through quite quickly. Okay, all, thank you for attending. And we look forward to you at our next webinar.